Hello, welcome to Grace for Today. Have you spent a lot of your life trying to be more like Jesus? Especially if you grew up in church or you've been a Christian a long time. You probably have spent time thinking about what you can do to be more like Him. And I have found that the answer lies in the Scripture. I spent many years trying to be like Jesus in what I did, and I found out the answer is simple. And we find it repeated more than once in Scripture, but in 2 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 18, it says, "We all with unveiled face, beholding as in a mirror the glory of the Lord, are being transformed into that same image from glory to glory." So it says right here, the way that we're transformed is by beholding the glory of the Lord. And who is that? Who is the glory of the Lord? He is Jesus. When we behold Jesus, we find that we become more like Jesus. That's why when we go to church consistently and we hear Jesus preached, our lives seem to reflect Jesus better. And when we lay that aside, or we lay aside our time of fellowship with the Lord, our lives do not reflect Him very well. It's not that our doing or not doing is the problem. It is a matter of what we're beholding and what we're not beholding, what we got our eyes on. I love the way the Lord has worked this out for us. It's so simple, and yet it's profound. That as we keep our eyes on Jesus, and as we look at Him in His Scripture, and as we look at Him in the preaching of the Word, we are effortlessly transformed into that very same image. You know, the old saying says, "You are what you eat." Well, according to this Scripture, you become what you look at. What have you been looking at? Have you been looking in your own mirror of your own life? You know, the only thing that promises is more of the same. If you're really ready for change, then start beholding Jesus. Look at Him in every light possible. Look at Him in the Scriptures daily. Look at Him in the preaching of His Word. Look at Him in the people of the church, His body. And you will find that as you look to Him, you will become more like Him. And then you can obey that Scripture that says, they that say they live in God ought to live as Jesus lived. They ought to walk as Jesus walked. The more you look at Him, the more you'll look like Him. You have a grace-filled day. We'll see you next time.